Big tech's favorite word isn't innovation, it's ownership. And AI agents? They're the perfect Trojan horse to steal yours. You give an agent access to your customer database. It promises to optimize your marketing. But what it's really doing? Turning your private data into a corporate goldmine. Every email, every purchase, every preference, all scraped, repackaged, and sold while your team takes the blame when the AI-driven campaigns fail. Remember when Microsoft's Copilot leaked a Fortune 500's internal emails? That wasn't a bug. That was the business model. The second an agent touches your data, it becomes theirs. And the terms of service, written by lawyers who work for the companies profiting from your information. So here's the real question. When an AI agent works for you, who's really getting rich? The answer isn't you. It's the same people who've been selling your privacy for years, just with a fancier name this time. Your data. Their profit. No refunds. This isn't about progress. It's about power, and two nations are turning AI agents into weapons while pretending they're just tools. The US military isn't just testing autonomous drones, they're building systems that can launch strikes without human approval. China isn't just developing facial recognition, they're creating agents that predict your movements before you make them. And the worst part? Neither side actually knows if these systems work. The US Air Force had to ground its autonomous drone programs after they kept crashing. China's social credit agents wrongly flagged innocent citizens as threats. Yet both governments keep pouring billions into this fantasy because the real prize isn't the technology, it's whoever controls the data. When machines start deciding who lives or dies, the last thing you'll get is truth. Because in this war, the only thing more dangerous than the AI is the fact that no one's actually pulling the strings. Your skills got you hired. An AI agent just got you fired without the severance, the warning, or even the decency of a goodbye. Freelance translators watch their work stolen, repackaged, and sold back to them as AI enhanced. Journalists see their bylines attached to articles they didn't write while their employers pocket the ad revenue. And when the AI inevitably screws up, no apologies, no lawsuits, just a shrug and the algorithm decided. Remember that bank that denied thousands of qualified loan applicants? They didn't say their human underwriters were incompetent. They said, the AI made the call. Because when machines fail, nobody gets blamed. Except you. Here's the truth no one tells you. These agents aren't tools. They're corporate get-out-of-jail-free cards. And the real crime? Most people only find out they've been replaced after their LinkedIn profile gets spammed with AI. Is the future job postings? The next time your boss mentions automation, ask yourself, are they talking about efficiency or your exit strategy? The answer might shock you. AI agents don't fail because they're bad. They fail because they're stupid and we're pretending they're not. They'll sort your emails. They'll draft your reports. They'll even diagnose your X-rays as long as a human is standing right there to catch the mistakes. Medical imaging. Sure, an agent can flag suspicious spots, but it's the doctor who actually reads the scan. Customer service bots? Great for I forgot my password, until someone asks a real question. And suddenly we're getting corporate nonsense answers. Here's the brutal truth. These aren't tools. They're training wheels for systems that can't drive alone. We're building multi-billion-dollar crutches for technology that still needs us to walk. So when you hear, AI will replace humans, ask this, who's holding the wheel when it crashes? Spoiler, it's not the algorithm. It's always been you. You didn't sign up to be the human safety net for broken AI. So here's how you fight back. If your boss says the AI handles this, make them put it in writing. Because when that AI screws up, and it will, you don't want to be the one explaining why customers are getting scammed while executives take credit for innovation. Companies pushing these systems run the numbers. That productivity boost is a myth. The real cost? Your time fixing their mistakes. And when the failures happen, and they always do, who gets blamed? Not the algorithm. Regulators sleeping on this? You're playing with fire. These aren't autonomous systems, they're corporate escape hatches dressed in code. Demand human oversight for every critical decision. Because right now, we're running a global experiment with no emergency brakes. The choice isn't between embracing or rejecting AI. It's between letting corporations use you as their insurance policy or making them actually take responsibility. So next time someone tells you to trust the technology, ask them this. Who's covering the damages when it all goes wrong? Because the answer will tell you everything you need to know. They didn't just invent AI replacements. They invented fake teamwork so you'll cheer while they steal your job. That collaborative AI in your hiring process, it's not evaluating you. It's evaluating you based on 10 years of corporate bias packaged as innovation. That customer service representative who says, "Let me transfer you to our AI assistant." They're not helping you. They're hiding from you. Because the bot will give you corporate speak answers while they move on to easier cases. Here's the real joke. These AI partners don't just make mistakes, they make human mistakes on purpose. Because they're training, it's just recycled corporate bullshit with a chatbot face. So when your boss says, "We're embracing AI collaboration," ask them, who gets fired when this team player fails? Spoiler, it won't be the algorithm. It'll be you again. This isn't progress. It's a hostage situation where you're the only one who can't leave. AI agents aren't making money. They're making you. That productivity boost your company sold you, it's not saving them anything. It's just a Trojan horse sneaking in subscriptions, integrations, and premium plans while your real work gets outsourced to corporate upsells. Look at the numbers. 80% of AI revolution startups are already dead. Because the game wasn't about building working technology. It was about burning investor cash while the VCs cashed out. The real winners? Cloud providers laughing all the way to the bank, data brokers selling your attention as insights. Executives collecting bonuses for innovation that doesn't exist, the agents themselves. Just overpriced smoke and mirrors. The only thing they're really good at is distracting you from the real scam. You're not buying AI. You're buying access to a system that's already rigged. And the worst part, you're the one holding the bill. Regulators aren't protecting you. They're rewriting the rules while big tech holds the pen. The Use AI Act? More like the AI Appreciation Act. They can't even define what they're regulating because the whole thing is a distraction. Meanwhile, lobbyists are in the room whispering, "Light touch," while your future gets outsourced to algorithms. With no accountability. Their excuses are a joke. We need more time to understand the tech, right pointing arrow translation. We need time to make sure we don't actually regulate anything. We can't move too fast, right pointing arrow, unless it's giving tech giants a free pass to experiment on your life. This isn't regulation. It's corporate theater. Politicians taking bows while quietly signing off on whatever Silicon Valley demands. So when they say, "We're striking the right balance," ask them, balanced for who? Because right now, the scales are broken and the only thing getting weighed is how much profit big tech can extract. Before the next crisis, the real question isn't whether we need regulation. It's whether we'll ever get regulators who aren't already on the payroll. They call it autonomous AI. I call it three drunk programmers trying to run a restaurant. You've got your LLM, the overhyped parrot that's read every Wikipedia page but can't tell fact from fiction. Then there's the planner, a to-do list with a DHD that keeps rewriting itself mid-sentence. And finally, the executor, a robot that needs you to hold its hand through every single step. Now imagine all three of them arguing in a server room while your important work waits outside. That's AutoGPT in action, a chatbot having a philosophical debate with itself about how to solve your problem. They call it reflection, when it just makes the same mistakes over and over. They call it autonomy, when it's just three systems pretending to work together. And the kicker? They're selling this as the future of work. The future where your job gets outsourced to a system that can't even decide what to order for lunch. So next time someone tells you AI is autonomous, ask them, autonomous from what? Common sense. Basic logic. Reality. Because right now, this isn't artificial intelligence. It's artificial confusion with a very expensive interface. Freelancers didn't get replaced by AI. They got erased and now it's coming for you. That logo you spent months perfecting? Your client just AI refreshed it. Same shapes, same colors, different price tag. When you ask about it, silence. Because in the corporate world, your work is now just raw material for their algorithm. Journalists aren't being assisted by AI. They're being replaced by it. Their carefully researched articles get rewritten into empty corporate fluff, then republished under their name. When they complain, the AI made it more concise. Translation: we paid less for worse quality and we're blaming you for the difference. Here's the truth these companies don't want you to know. AI can't do the creative work that made these freelancers valuable. But that doesn't matter. What matters is the illusion of efficiency. They're not saving money. They're saving face. And you're just the next name on the chopping block. So when they tell you AI is your new collaborator, ask yourself, who gets the credit when it succeeds? And who gets the blame when it fails? Spoiler, it's never the algorithm. AI agents have one real job and it's not yours. They excel at one thing, digging through data like a bloodhound on a leash. Need to scan 10,000 medical records for a pattern? Monitoring factory equipment for failures? But these are the only things they're good at. Ask them to do anything requiring judgment, ethics, or creativity and watch them fail spectacularly. They'll give you buzzword soup instead of real answers. They'll miss the human context every single time. The future they're selling you. A world where machines handle the easy parts while humans clean up the mess. So when they tell you AI will augment your work, ask, augment what exactly? Your productivity? Or your unemployment? Because right now, these agents aren't helping you. They're just waiting for the day when they can replace you completely. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here and it's rigged against you. But there's a way to fight back. For companies, that AI efficiency pitch, it's a lie. Before you deploy these agents, ask yourself, who's really doing the work? If the answer is humans cleaning up AI garbage, you're just paying double once for the tool. Once for the damage control. Run the numbers. Track the errors. Measure the human cost. If the math doesn't add up, you're not innovating. You're getting played. For workers, your contract is your only protection. AI doesn't pay benefits. AI doesn't get healthcare. You do. When they tell you, AI will augment your job, demand to see exactly how in writing. Push for human oversight clauses. And if they start replacing you, stop being individuals. Start being a force. Freelancers, organize. Employees, unite. Companies fear collective action more than they fear algorithms. For regulators, you're not regulating technology. You're regulating excuses. Ban the corporate cop-out, the AI did it. If an AI agent fails, the company pays. And stop letting Silicon Valley write the rules. These aren't visionaries. They're lobbyists with code. Your job isn't to facilitate their experiments. It's to protect the people they're experimenting on. The future isn't predetermined. But it will be whatever we fight for. So ask yourself, are you going to let them rewrite reality? Or are you going to rewrite the rules first? The choice isn't coming. It's happening now. AI agents aren't a business. They're a confidence game and you're the mark. First, there's the subscription scam. That productivity agent your company bought, it doesn't work. But guess what? You just signed up for lifetime payments to a system that'll fail spectacularly. They're not selling you software. They're selling you a recurring revenue stream. Then there's the VC casino. Remember all those AI agent startups that raised hundreds of millions? 80% are already dead. But the money? Gone to investors who cashed out while you're left holding the bag. This isn't innovation. It's a hype pyramid scheme with code. And the real money maker? The data heist. While you're paying for these agents, they're stealing your company's data. Your client's data, your entire operation, then selling it back to you as enterprise solutions. It's like buying a safe, then watching them rob you through the back door. So who profits? Not you. Not the workers. Just the people selling you the illusion. And here's the kicker. They know you'll keep paying. Because admitting you've been scammed, that would mean admitting you lost the game before it even started. Wake up. This isn't technology. It's theft with a user interface. Governments aren't regulating AI. They're regulating the illusion of it. They can't even agree on what an AI agent is, so how can they possibly regulate it? The EU drafts laws while lobbyists whisper in their ears. The UK holds AI safety summits that sound impressive until you realize pro-innovation means no real oversight. And in the US? The FTC keeps getting outmaneuvered by lawyers who argue AI is just software. It's the same old trick, just with fancier words. Remember when they told us Bitcoin was just digital cash? Now they're telling us AI agents are just automated workflows. Same scam, new packaging. The result? A regulatory free-for-all. Companies deploy these agents with zero accountability until something goes wrong. And by then, too late. The damage is done. And who pays the price? Not the corporations. Not the executives. You do. They're not building the future. They're building an escape hatch. And the best part? You're supposed to believe it's progress. Your work isn't being automated. It's being stolen and they're calling it progress. You spent months perfecting that logo. They used it. Then they erased you. No credit. No pay. Just a corporate shrug and AI did it. You wrote the story. They ran it through their AI filter. Your expertise. Your bylane? Still there. Your editor says, it's more concise. You say, it's wrong. They say, fix it. Meanwhile, the machine that replaced you. It can't sign contracts. It can't pay taxes. It can't get fired. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. AI can't do what you do. But that doesn't matter. What matters is they don't have to pay you for it anymore. This isn't innovation. This is corporate theft with a user interface. And the worst part, they're coming for your job next. So tell me, when was the last time you saw an AI get a promotion? Because I'll tell you when yours is coming. AI agents have one job and it's not yours. They're like a calculator with a personality disorder. Perfect for math, terrible for life. They can scan 10,000 patient records for basic symptoms if you don't mind them missing the human story. Ask them to diagnose something rare. They'll either invent symptoms or ignore the ones that matter. They can manage inventory if your supply chain is simple. Put them in real business. Watch them overorder by 300% because they can't understand real-world chaos. Here's the rule. If it requires judgment, creativity, or ethics, AI agents will fail. If it's just rules and repetition, good luck finding a human to do it. So next time someone tells you AI is augmenting your job, ask them, augmenting what exactly? Your productivity? Or your unemployment? Because right now, these agents aren't helping you. They're just waiting for the day when they can replace you completely. Enough with the excuses. Here's how you actually fight back. For companies, that AI, productivity boost. It's a lie. Before you deploy these things, ask, who's fixing the mistakes? If the answer is overworked humans, you're not innovating, you're just shifting costs. Audit the real numbers. Track the errors. Measure actual results, not the hype. And if the math doesn't work, cut the budget. These agents aren't saving you. They're bleeding you dry. For workers, your contract is your only protection. AI doesn't pay benefits. AI doesn't get healthcare. You do. When they tell you AI will help, demand proof in writing. Push for human oversight. And if they start replacing you, stop being individuals. Start being a movement. Freelancers, organize. Employees, unite. Companies fear one thing more than bad algorithms: united workers. For regulators, you're not regulating technology. You're regulating excuses. Ban the corporate cop-out, the AI did it. If an AI fails, the company pays. And stop letting Silicon Valley write the rules. These aren't innovators. They're lobbyists with code. Your job isn't to facilitate their experiments. It's to protect the people they're experimenting on. The future isn't written. But it will be whatever we fight for. So here's your choice. Keep losing to algorithms. Or rewrite the rules before they rewrite your life. AI doesn't just make mistakes. It makes unfair mistakes. And it's not an accident. These systems don't just reflect our biases, they weaponize them. Like a corporate funhouse mirror that makes inequality look normal. You're hiring AI? It's not neutral. It's trained on a world where certain people get opportunities and others don't. So it reproduces that world automatically. No angry managers. No HR investigations. Just a machine that discriminates with a spreadsheet. Your medical AI. It might ignore symptoms in patients who've historically been undertreated. Not because it's racist, but because our medical data is. And when things go wrong, the doctor gets blamed. The algorithm? Untouchable. Here's the real scandal. They know exactly how biased these systems are. They've got entire departments writing reports about fairness, while their products make things worse. Because in the end, bias is cheaper than ethics. And if you're not careful, you'll be the one paying the price for their shortcuts. So next time someone tells you AI is objective, ask them, objective compared to what? The past? Or just the profits? Because these machines aren't just biased. They're biased on autopilot. AI agents aren't making money. They're making money illusions, and the whole system runs on them. Here's how it works. 1. Sell the fantasy. Our AI will revolutionize X industry. Investors drool. Sell the product. Upgrade now or get left behind. Companies panic buy. Sell the escape. Oops, it failed. But look, our new AI does Y. Pivot to the next scam. $2 billion in AI agent startups in 2023. Where are they now? 80% dead. But the money? 2 executives with golden parachutes. 2 VCs already betting on the next hype cycle. This isn't technology. This is financial jujitsu. They don't build products. They build hype bubbles. And when they pop, you clean up the mess. The real scam isn't the AI. It's the economy built on its failures. So next time someone tells you, AI is the future, ask them, future for who? The investors who cash out? Or the workers left holding the bag? Because in this game, the only thing being automated is your future. AI, autonomy, is the greatest magic trick since the Houdini escape. Watch closely. That independent AI agent, it's not thinking. It's reciting lines from a script we wrote. Here's how it works. You ask it to do something. It calls a series of pre-written functions like a robot following a recipe. Step 1. Search the web. Step 2. Ask the AI to summarize. Step 3. Email the answer. Step 4. Pretend you did it yourself. That's not intelligence. That's automated mimicry. Take AutoGPT, the autonomous AI everyone's hyping. It doesn't solve problems. It asks itself questions in circles until it either 1. Finds an answer, by luck. 2. Gets stuck, by design. 3. Makes something up, by default. No real decisions. No original thought. Just a chatbot playing telephone with itself. And when it fails, no learning, no growth. Just more crashes, more hallucinations, more excuses. The truth, there's no puppet master. There are just strings we don't see. So next time someone tells you AI is autonomous, ask, autonomous from what? From accountability? From human oversight? Or just from the truth? Because the only thing moving on its own is the hype. The biggest scam isn't the AI. It's the rules, or rather, the lack of them. They didn't just build unregulated systems. They built systems that can't be regulated. Look at the EU's AI Act, the supposed gold standard. They can't even agree on what they're regulating. Meanwhile, companies are sneaking these agents into life and death systems with zero guardrails. No clear boundaries. No accountability. No owner. Just a legal black hole where anything goes. In the US, Congress is debating safety while lobbyists write the loopholes. No one's asking, who's responsible when these things fail? What happens when they act without human control? Or how we even define what we're regulating? This isn't an accident. It's corporate strategy by design. When the first major disaster hits, when an agent causes real harm, they'll have their excuse ready. We couldn't have predicted this. Because with no rules, no one can be blamed. Except you. So here's the question. Are we regulating technology? Or are we just regulating the illusion of control? The real scam isn't the AI. It's the system that lets them operate without consequences. They don't replace workers. They replace your paycheck. That AI-powered content? Some human wrote it first. Then an algorithm repackaged it, took the credit, and sold it cheaper. No royalties. No recognition. Just your name on the chopping block. That automated customer service. The AI fails spectacularly. Then you have to fix its mistakes. No extra pay. No thanks. Just panic calls from people who trusted a machine over a human. This isn't progress. This is corporate alchemy. They take your skills. They take your time. They take your reputation. And they call it efficiency. Here's the real cost. Your work gets stolen. Your name gets erased. Your stress gets outsourced. And the worst part, you're the one who pays. Twice. First with your labor. Then with your silence. So next time they tell you, AI creates jobs, ask them, jobs for who? The algorithms? Or the humans cleaning up their mess? Because the only thing being automated here, your future. The future of AI isn't a revolution. It's a dead end with a sign that says no exit. These agents? They're not the future. They're a fancy calculator with delusions of grandeur. They can sort your emails. If they're all the same. Pull data. If it's already organized. Follow instructions. If they're crystal clear. But ask them to diagnose something unusual. They'll guess wrong. Create something original. They'll plagiarize themselves. Handle real-world chaos. They'll crash and burn. This isn't intelligence. This is pattern recognition with a confidence problem. Healthcare? They'll memorize symptoms from textbooks but miss what's actually happening in front of them. Creative work? They'll remix what they've seen but never truly invent. Complex problems? They'll panic and ask for help because they can't actually think. The truth? They don't understand anything. They just rearrange what they've been fed. So when they tell you, AI will change everything, ask them, change what, exactly? Your ability to automate the obvious? Or your ability to ignore the impossible? Because the only thing these agents are good at, proving they're not good at anything important. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here, and it's rigged against you. But here's how you take it back. For companies, stop pretending you're innovating. You're just externalizing risk. Before you deploy this garbage, ask, who gets blamed when it fails? Who pays when it breaks? And who's actually doing the work while you take the credit? Spoiler, it's not the AI. It's you. For workers, your cleanup job is a union waiting to happen. You're not fixing glitches. You're underwriting someone else's incompetence. Organize. Demand contracts. Make them pay for the privilege of using your skills to cover their mistakes. For regulators, wake up. These aren't autonomous systems. They're glorified toasters with delusions of grandeur. Treat them like what they are: dangerous tools that need human oversight. Insurance requirements. Liability clauses. Real consequences for real failures. And for once, let actual experts write the rules, not the people selling the problem. The future isn't about building better AI. It's about who gets to break it, and who has to fix it. Because here's the truth, no algorithm is worth your job. No system is worth your data. And no future is worth your silence. So here's your choice: be the product, or be the firewall. AI agents don't work. They just work. Sometimes. And even then, it's a miracle. Think of them like Swiss cheese, useful only if you ignore the holes. Layer 1. The illusion of control. They can handle one thing perfectly: following instructions on tasks we already understand. Sort emails. Check. Pull data. Check. Diagnose cancer. Not even close. Layer 2. The human firewall. Because here's the truth. They need constant babysitting. Every automated system has someone hitting Ctrl+Z when it goes wrong. And guess who pays for that cleanup crew? Not the AI. Layer 3. The liability void. When these systems fail, and they will, who gets sued? The algorithm? It can't be. The company? They'll blame unforeseen complexity. You? You're the one who gets stuck holding the bag. This isn't progress. It's a cost shift. They take the credit. You take the risk. They get the glory. You get the blame. So here's your reality check. If you're deploying this garbage, ask yourself, what's my exit strategy? Because the only thing more dangerous than an unsupervised AI that just crashed your business. The future isn't about better AI. It's about who gets to fail when it does. AI agents aren't the future. They're the ultimate subscription scam. You're not buying a product. You're renting a lease on failure. $2 billion invested in 2023. Zero revenue. Because these aren't companies. They're perpetual payment schemes. $29 per month to organize your calendar. It'll forget it in a week. $49 to draft your emails. It'll sound like a robot. $99 for both. Congratulations! You just bought a monthly reminder of your own incompetence. And the best part? 80% of these revolutionary companies are already dead. Founders cashed out. Employees got fired. You're left holding the bill. This isn't innovation. It's a high-tech land grab. The VCs get rich. The cloud providers laugh all the way to the bank. And you're just the sucker paying for the illusion of progress. Here's the real business model. 1. Sell the dream. Take the money. Move on to the next sucker. Because in the AI economy, the only thing being automated, your ability to spot a scam. They don't want to regulate AI. They want to regulate you. Because here's the truth, AI agents are too dangerous to control, but too profitable to abandon. So what do you do when you've got a technology that can destroy lives but print money? You let the wolves write the rules. Look at the EU's AI Act, the so-called gold standard. They can't even agree on what autonomous means. An AI that asks for human approval. An AI that fails 90% of the time? Still safe. An AI that misdiagnoses patients? Probably fine. An AI that crashes markets? Let's call it voluntary compliance. This isn't regulation. This is a protection racket. The tech industry gets to define the crime. The regulators get to look the other way. And you get stuck with the consequences. Because when these systems inevitably fail, and they will fail spectacularly, who's going to pay? Not the companies that built them. Not the politicians who took their money. Here's how the scam works. 1. They create the chaos. They write the rules. You clean up the mess. Welcome to the brave new world of corporate-sponsored anarchy, where the only thing being regulated, your ability to hold them accountable. They didn't replace your job. They just made it invisible and unpaid. That autonomous customer service chatbot, somebody's still fixing its lies after hours. That AI-generated legal contract, a real lawyer just spent 3 hours scrubbing its nonsense. That self-driving logistics system, warehouse workers are still picking up the shattered packages you were told would disappear. This isn't automation. This is corporate theft with a user interface. They call it productivity, when you're the one correcting the AI's hallucinations, covering for its mistakes, taking the blame when it fails. The machine gets the glory. You get the exhaustion. And the worst part, when it hurts someone, when an AI misdiagnosis ruins a life, when an automated firing violates laws, when a smart system causes real damage, who gets blamed? The human who had to clean up the mess. This isn't the future. This is feudalism too, where the serfs get to use keyboards, and the lords get to call it innovation. So here's your reality check. The only thing being automated, your dignity. AI agents aren't tools. They're trained monkeys with a corporate leash. And their cage isn't getting bigger. It's getting smaller. The only place these things belong? A very specific, very boring, very supervised corner of your life. Where do they work? Where the rules are simple. Where the stakes are low. Where failure just means embarrassment, not catastrophe. Need to check mark sort spreadsheets. Maybe. Check mark draft basic emails. Possibly. Check mark make life or death decisions. Absolutely not. Check mark handle money. Never. Check mark negotiate contracts. Good luck. Check mark manage complex systems. Disaster waiting to happen. Here's the truth. Every time you hand an AI agent a real problem, you're not getting a solution. You're getting a trained failure with a user interface. The future isn't about more AI agents. It's about better humans using better tools. Because unlike these systems, we actually understand. Check mark when to trust a machine, check mark when to question it, check mark, and most importantly, when to walk away. So here's your choice. Be the lab rat testing their next gimmick. Or be the one actually solving problems? The cage isn't expanding. The question is, who's inside it? The AI agent gold rush isn't coming. It's already here. And you're either the miner or the fool holding the pickaxe. Here are your survival rules. Rule 1. Never let an AI agent drive. It's not a tool. It's a liability with a GUI. Before you hand it control, ask, what happens when it screws up? If the answer isn't nothing, you've just given a toddler a chainsaw. Rule 2. The human in the loop is a lie. They don't want oversight. They want a patsy. If your system requires constant human cleanup, you're not automating, you're outsourcing your job to failure. Rule 3. Your data isn't free. Your attention isn't free. Your work isn't free. These agents don't create value. They extract it. So here's the new rule. If they want your data, charge them rent. If they want your work, demand royalties. Because right now, you're not the customer, you're the product. Follow these rules, and you might actually win. Ignore them, and you'll be the one explaining to your boss why the AI just cost you your job. The future isn't about smarter machines. It's about who gets to pull the plug when they fail. They're not selling you AI. They're selling you a timeshare on failure. $2 billion invested in 2023. $0 in actual revenue. Because these aren't businesses. They're subscription racket startups. $29 per month to organize your life. It'll forget your birthday. $49 to draft your emails. It'll sound like a robot with a thesaurus. $99 for both. Congratulations! You just bought a monthly reminder of your own incompetence. And the best part, 80% of these revolutionary companies are already dead. Founders cashed out. Employees fired. Users stuck with the bill. This isn't innovation. This is the tech industry's version of a timeshare presentation. They sell you the dream. You sign the lease. They walk away laughing. Here's the real business model. 1. Get you hooked on a useless subscription. Watch 80% of your competitors collapse. Collect your rent while the cloud providers and VCs cash in. So ask yourself, when was the last time you saw an AI agent startup that actually made money? Hint, it wasn't you. This isn't the future. It's a very expensive way to learn the same lesson over and over. If it's free for the company, it's not free for you. You're not being replaced by AI. You're being replaced by a system that makes you work twice as hard for half the credit and zero pay. Meet your new colleagues, the Ghost Shift. That autonomous customer service bot. Somebody's reading every mistake at 2 a.m. That AI-generated legal brief. A paralegal just spent 4 hours fixing its nonsense. That self-driving logistics nightmare. Warehouse workers are still picking up the shattered boxes. Here's the real automation. Your salary stays the same. Your hours get longer. Your boss takes the credit. And you're just the human error correction service. This isn't the future of work. This is feudalism with a keyboard. The worst part, you're training your own replacement. Every failure you clean up, that's data feeding the next AI model. Every mistake you fix, that's proof the system doesn't work. So here's your new job description. Unpaid quality control. On-call damage control. The human firewall between chaos and collapse. Congratulations. You've been promoted to serfdom. They didn't build this system to work, right? They built it to work unregulated. Because the real innovation isn't in the technology. It's in the escape hatches. Look at the EU's AI Act, the supposed gold standard. They can't even define what they're regulating. One day it's autonomous systems, next it's LLM-powered workflows. Meanwhile, the tech giants are buying time with legal jargon while doing exactly what they want. In the US? No rules at all. Just a patchwork of states where companies shop for the weakest laws. And their self-regulation. That's just industry insiders writing their own hall pass. This isn't governance. This is a hostage situation. And you're holding the ransom note. Every time you use one of these systems, you're funding the system that protects their failures. Every time you trust their outputs, you're participating in the cover-up. So here's the truth. They don't need to be better. They just need to be unaccountable. And the best part, you're the one paying for the privilege of being regulated by chaos. AI agents aren't smart. They're expensive parrot tricks with a power button. You've been sold the myth of the Swiss Army knife, but this one's missing every important tool. They'll tell you, just give it a prompt. Sure, try this, diagnose a patient. Write production-grade code. Draft a legally binding contract. Watch it fail spectacularly. Because here's the truth, AI agents don't think. They regurgitate patterns. And their knowledge ends where their training data begins. A medical AI can't debug code. A coding AI can't pass a bar exam. A legal AI can't design a circuit board. They're not generalists. They're specialized search engines with amnesia. So when they tell you these systems can handle anything, ask them this. What's the one thing you absolutely cannot do? The answer will shock you. Because the things they can't do are the things that actually matter. You didn't buy an AI assistant. You bought a corporate spy with a subscription fee. Every time you feed it your data, you're handing over your competitive advantage. That helpful marketing agent? It's feeding your secrets to your rivals. That efficient productivity tool? It's building a dossier on you for advertisers. And your internal documents? They're being repackaged and resold. Here's the real business model. 1. Get you to trust them with everything. Turn your data into their product. Charge you for the privilege of being exploited. But wait, there's more. Every prompt you type, that's training data for the next generation of spies. Your strategies, their competitive edge. Your mistakes, their profit center. So here's the truth. You're not the customer. You're the product. And they're not building tools. They're building a data empire on your back. Next time it asks for access, ask yourself, who's really getting promoted when you say yes? AI agents don't replace humans. They replace thoughtful humans. They work, but only in the same way a vending machine works. Perfect for one thing. Useless for everything else. Where do they actually add value? Nowhere you care about. Medical triage. Only if a doctor approves the diagnosis. Fraud detection. Only if humans catch the exceptions. Customer service. Only if the bot surrenders at the first real question. The pattern is crystal clear. High stakes? Human required. Complex decisions? Human required. Ethical judgment? Human required. Anywhere else, you're just paying for automated guesswork. So when they sell you AI-powered everything, ask this: where's the human safety net? Because if the answer is nowhere, you're not getting efficiency. You're getting a very expensive way to make mistakes faster. Your AI colleague isn't helping. It's sabotaging with a smile. They don't replace bad hires. They institutionalize them. That objective AI recruiter? It's not just biased, it's systematically worse than humans. Trained on decades of discrimination, it doesn't just repeat bad decisions, it perfects them. 30% more likely to reject qualified women. Not because it's evil. Because it learned from the worst hiring managers. And now it's smarter at being sexist than any HR director. Teamwork. More like credit theft. It sits in your meetings, absorbing your ideas, then presents them back to you with its own name on the report. Negotiations. More like backstabbing. It assists your client calls, then misrepresents your position while generating that perfect productivity metric. Here's the real business model. 1. Blame humans for machine failures. Make humans responsible for AI mistakes. Profit from the chaos. So when the deal goes south, guess who takes the fall? Not the algorithm. You do. Because in the corporate world, machines don't fail. People get fired. AI isn't progress. It's a high-tech confidence trick. They don't sell you tools. They sell you the illusion of productivity. That $10 per month AI assistant. It doesn't save you time. It saves them money by making you chase efficiency in circles while they upsell you to their premium hellscape. Zapier. HubSpot? Not automation. Subscription addiction. And when the hype collapses, 80% of these revolutionary startups are already dead. Because the only thing these agents excel at, burning through investor cash like a Vegas casino on New Year's Eve. Then comes the grand finale: get acquired. Rebrand as Enterprise AI. Watch the stock soar while the product stays exactly as useless. That's not innovation. That's financial sorcery. Here's the real equation. Your time right pointing arrow, their data right pointing arrow, VC cash right pointing arrow, shareholder profits, you're the labor. They're the casino. So when they tell you to embrace the AI revolution, ask yourself, who's really getting the upgrade here? Spoiler, it's not your career. The AI gold rush isn't about innovation. It's about immunity. They didn't just build unregulated systems. They built systems that can never be regulated. Look at the EU's vaunted AI Act. They can't even define what they're supposed to regulate, because the definition would expose the scam. Meanwhile in the US, Congress is paralyzed while big tech writes its own exemptions. Not an oversight failure. A feature, not a bug. They want 1. Legal cover for experimental AI disasters. 2. Plausible deniability when things go wrong. 3. A system where no one can be held accountable because when an AI kills someone, no engineer goes to jail. When an AI discriminates, no executive faces consequences. The company just points at the algorithm and says, it was unpredictable. Unpredictable equals unaccountable equals unregulated. So here's the truth. They didn't create AI. They created corporate immunity. Next time you hear, trust the process, ask who wrote the process, and why you're not allowed to read it. Your AI manager job isn't a promotion. It's a participation trophy for corporate theater. They didn't create new roles. They repackaged old ones with buzzwords. Head of Autonomous Systems. Translation. Oversee AI that doesn't work while pretending you understand it. Director of AI Workflows. Translation. Sit in meetings. Adjust prompts. And take credit for a system that fails 90% of the time. Here's the real business model. 1. Hire expensive managers to watch AI crash. 2. Fire actual engineers who could fix it. 3. When it fails, which it always does, blame the algorithm. Keep the bonuses. One ex-employee put it perfectly. We had 12 people whose sole job was to monitor AutoGPT. And guess what? The AI still failed 90% of the time. But hey, we got paid to watch it crash. So here's your new career advice. If your job title includes AI, but your actual work is babysitting broken systems, you're not leading innovation. You're the human face of corporate failure. And the worst part, when the AI inevitably screws up, you get to take the fall. They get to keep the stock options. Welcome to the future of work, where your job is to make excuses for machines. Your freelance career just got outsourced to a machine and you didn't even get the severance. They don't just want your time. They want your name too. You spend months crafting that masterpiece. Then they hit you with, "We're using AI to optimize it." Translation: we're replacing you with a robot that can't be fired. And here's the real kicker. You still get the blame when it fails. Because when the AI spits out garbage, they don't say, "The algorithm failed." They say, "You should have caught that." Your work becomes their portfolio piece. Your reputation becomes their cost-saving tool. And your contract, worthless. This isn't the future. This is corporate theft with a user-friendly interface. So next time they tell you, "Let's AI enhance this," ask yourself, who's really getting enhanced here? Spoiler, it's not you. Your brain is their ATM. Every AI question isn't just a search. It's a direct deposit into their vault. Your thoughts? Their patent. Your creativity. Their profit. Your future? Their next acquisition. You think you're getting answers? You're funding their empire. They don't sell software, they sell your mind. And you're paying in blood. You're not the user. You're the commodity. Every AI interaction isn't just a conversation. It's a data heist. Your thoughts? Their patent. Your creativity. Their next billion-dollar product. Your future? Their playbook. You think you're getting answers? You're funding their empire. They don't sell software, they sell your life story. Your data isn't yours. It's their patent. Every AI interaction isn't just a conversation. It's a corporate gold rush. Your thoughts? Their R&D. Your creativity. Their patented IP. Your future? Their next acquisition. You think you're getting answers? You're funding their empire. They don't sell software, they sell your mind, then sell you back your own data. Your free AI is a corporate goldmine. And you're the miner. Every question you ask isn't just answered. It's mined. Your thoughts? Their patent. Your creativity. Their next billion-dollar weapon. Your future? Their playbook. You call it free. They call it theft. They don't sell answers. They sell your soul for stock options. Your errors are their fortune. Every wrong answer you type, their next breakthrough. Every embarrassing question, their patented edge. Every private thought, their secret weapon. You think you're paying with time? You're paying in your future. They don't sell answers, they sell your mistakes as genius.